So $1,000 a month or just $1,000. Let's getting straight into it. How do you make that? And just some context, this video is going to be really raw. I know the last one went really good in production, editing, because I just wanted to give the concept of men's biology. I'm sure all of you have watched that by now. And if you haven't, go and watch that. If you're stuck in the lower ends of touching yourself, masturbation, pornography, that will solve your problem. Regardless, today's concept is about the money problem, and that's what the channel has been about forever and ever till date, is how do you make more money. And I've grown myself making, I think, more than around $15,000 to $20,000 on the internet in my good time over the last year in this space, the digital era. Not on content, I'm talking about the back end, right? Selling video editing, trading markets, and yeah, that's pretty much it. But well, I've kept my phone here. Well, that's basically because I don't have a mic and I got to use my other iPhone. I'm recording with my main iPhone, and this is my old iPhone for the voice. But I also can show you my Wise just for some social validation. There are also other like wire transfers, other stuff that I won't be able to show you because, oh fuck, it's logged out. But we will log in live with Face ID. And so that's the Face ID. I hope it happens. Okay, it happened. So, well, I don't know if it will show, but I can always do screen recording. But yeah, you. This is the Wise account. I'll remove the chart because it's so low. It should focus. You can. Oh fuck! Is it even scrolling? So you can see, right? I've made a few $1,000s on the internet. Like, this is not all my earnings, but fuck, I don't know if it books. So yeah, these are a good amount of it. There are some wire transfers that happen to the bank directly, but I'm trying to avoid those now because the issue is that it takes a lot of charges, and that's like a data set for you guys. Don't do wire transfers to your main bank because at an 85 rupee INR rate, they will send it over to you at 81 rupees. Now you may think that, Aiden, what's the problem with that? And how is this even solving the problem for us? It isn't, and I'll be frank with you. You're not in a place to make $1,000 and you're watching this right now. But still, have the basics right. Use Wise, or I mean, wire transfer is fine if it's a lower amount, but like about $1,000, I've noticed that even 5 rupees can make the difference, right? I had a retainer coming of like 2.25 lakh. That's around 2.7k, 2,700 US dollars, and that took like more than 5,000 rupees in charges. None charges just in that slippage, right? You're charging your the rate of exchange of USD INR is INR USD is USD INR. Yeah, that's 84.5 right now. But the bank is so smart that they charge 81. They give you only 81 and they keep the rest. It's like their internal thing. And they tell you no charges or minimal charges, 800 rupees charges. But then on the top of that, you don't realize the amount of difference that makes. Well, getting onto the concept, right? I have my script here. This is Cortex. I don't know if you can see it, but yeah, I'm going to tell you how I made my first $1,000 first. That was around the same time last year, November. Yeah, I closed the deal in December 23, but I got the mail. Things started running around November 24th, 2023. So I didn't actually make $1,000. I made $1,800, and I will show you those payments also shortly. So the concept was, I sell video editing. As I said, I don't sell it as video editing. I sell it as I used to till the middle of the year sell it as the automated content distribution system. I mean, I have my website around that. I had my email offer around that. I had everything around that, and I made a good amount of money doing that. But talking about the past, right? I wrote a mail in around June or July of 2023. I'll try to pop that on the screen for a foreign client. And I was doing a lot of outreach, right? Indian, foreign, everything, mix of all. Because I had a few clients, but one good guy dropped and I was trying to get a new guy. So I got a new guy, got a new Indian guy, and he's there with me till now. Really small retainers, but not even retainers, right? He pays at the end of the month. So the concept is that it's a long-term thing. So you can sort of build some results. It's almost like working for free, but not actually working for free, because then you create value and you could pay someone. So, credentials are always worth value because you know what you can do. So don't ever feel bad for charging less or working for free in the start. But yeah, I also emailed a foreign client and I didn't get a reply, right? because I was doing mails myself back in the day. I was writing it. Now I use systems like instantly and that automates stuff. But in the past, you write your emails, you go through it. It's really personalized because you want to make catching. But anyways, I didn't get a reply. Then by November, I was getting annoyed, right? I used to make like around $400 to $600 from Indian clients and do a lot of work, right? I used to do everything myself. I mean, by the mid of the year, I got a guy, not even mid, by the ending of 23, I got like this guy who helped me a bit. But it was so tough to even take that help, right? Because then you're taking a good chunk of your profit margin. Not a good chunk. I mean, in India, you can get people to do work for cheap, but I don't think that fixes the long term game like I am. And like you should be, play long term games, focus on selling, like working in places that you can extend for a long time. Like if I'm playing with a person who I can pay only 5 to 10,000 rupees a month, that's not going to work long term, right? I need him to evolve, and you make changes, you do actions, you create new systems, you make them more competent by embracing this quality in your agency. And yeah, that's what makes you capable of playing the long game. So I just wrote those mails again, and I didn't write a mail again. I just wrote a follow up, right? It was just a one line follow up, like literally the size of my hand. Like it fitted on this much of the screen. And it said, hey, I'm sending this as a follow up, right? So that my mail comes in your inbox. And that was November. In a day's time, and yeah, I used to send every script, every email copy had a sample attached to it. I used to edit it all personally. I might have done like 30 or 40 sample videos for free and not gotten replies. But then I got the reply from this one guy, and he sat on a call. I mean, we had a lot of back and forth. I knew he was getting overboard. I didn't know how to sell on email actually initially because you just new to the game, right? And I was playing with Indian guys, but this guy is sitting in Australia. So I sent him. So he sent me a mail, right? He's like, bro, the copy looks, sorry, the video looks good. Then blah blah blah, some basic stuff. I sent him back what I can do for him. I sent him the rates because he asked for the pricing on the email. I think the best thing now is just get them on a call, build some rapport, and the main thing is like we need to create something more towards your being, more towards your brand, and we could do that over a call. So I didn't do it back in the day. I just gave him the rates. I told him $1,269 for 30 shorts a month, and he was okay with it, right? He wanted some extra help. I said, fine, we'll put that on as well. And we got on the call. Everything was sorted on the call, right? I just put my Calendly after too much of back and forth, and he had even some issues. I made a Loom video before the call, and I showed him like there is no issues, and he was really happy, right? He's like, this guy's ready to go the distance. And so this guy's like a millionaire, right? So the main concept in emails, cold emails, is what we are looking at today is to get that value proposition, right? You got to show you're a random person hopping on someone's email box. You got to show that you have the value. And I technically had the value because I was coming through a hot streak working with my client Investographer, scaling them from 50,000 subscribers to nearly 1 million subscribers back at the time. It was the year end. So yeah, that was like a really hot time for me, good period. And they didn't have 1 million. They had like 800,000 by that time. Now they are almost reaching 1 million. And things were going good, right? So I knew that my concept works. And there are honestly no guarantees, right? You just need testimonial. And if you don't have testimonial, you make samples and you just got to kind of, I don't know how I would do it. I'll be honest, I got lucky. I had initial clients, right? I studied at a cohort, AVTV. They got me a placement with Investographer because, they have like a network and those guys TM me and I did the work and that created testimonial. That created a result, right? That is 50,000 subscribers to 900,000, 800,000 subscribers back in the day. Today it's almost 1 million. So the concept is really good, right? That luck builds over time, and as you progress in your skill, you will build luck. Remember the call, right? The guy transferred, so we spoke over call. He was a bit hesitant, right? He's like, can I pay after the work? I said, no, I got to take the payment before because that's how you operate, right? You got to take a retainer. So he's saying, I'll pay you half and half. He's like, I'll pay you 634 and then later 600, later whatever is the rate, right? And I remember on call, on the email as well, right? He was ready to do the thing. You can just see these things, right? He's like, do you offer Wise? And back in the day, I didn't have Wise. I didn't have anything. I didn't know how I'm going to get payments. I didn't know how I was going to get service. I didn't know how I was going to get results. I didn't know how I was going to do anything. But I knew I was going to do it. That's all you need to know. So I just did the concept of, sort of going on Vice, experimenting, trying to get it. And I tried once, it didn't happen, but then I went back. I did a back and forth on email with the Vice team, and I got access. And I just, and there these gaps in the between. So this is one more thing you need to know, right? When there is a gap of no delay, it's like the rain dance. When nothing is happening, you have to take the thing in your hand and say, I am going to make something happen. I'm going to do something about it, right? And I said, I mean, I was not even thinking of all this. I'm like, I just need some interaction. I got my Vice. The guy was not responding for like a week, and I just put it up there. Hey mate, I got the Vice access, so that's really good. If you're ready to speed things up, we could also get a transaction. I'm just happy to offer Vice as well. And boom, I got a reply as well after that, because these guys are rich guys. They're millionaires. They don't think about you as much as you think about yourself. They're thinking about their business. They're thinking about how they can make more money. They think about how they can be more happy, how they can provide more to their family. That's what millionaires think about. You got to think from their mind. So yeah, you have to push in from the front, but not too much to annoy them, right? Sometimes you got to understand, yeah, the guy's not interested, but sometimes you have to know that there's also a nuance that this guy is just sort of not around my email, right? He's just not sort of positioned around seeing what I have to offer, and I need to bring it in front of him. And every time I bring it in front of him, I get more closer to him, even though it is the subtlety, right? Like just saying we're offering a new payment processing model that you had initially talked about. It's like, yeah, the guy's not selling me anything right now in this mail, but he's kind of making it more convenient to me. He'll fuck with that. So, yeah, he gave me $634. It's like 50,000 rupees back in the day. I was on cloud nine. I showed it to my mother. I took my scooter. I went out. I rode on the bike, and then I came back home. Well, I tell you the game of life, right? That's so beautiful. So I came home. And it was night, right? It was like 10 o'clock. The guy randomly had sent me a mail, right? He's like, make me an invoice. You make these sort of links on Vice, the second invoice. They make me an invoice for another $1,269. I don't know what it was. Why did he ask for that? I think it's probably for tax reasons. He's like, make another invoice. I'll pay you out for 1 more month. So that makes a total of 1.5 months of work. And I was like, fuck. That's crazy, right? That's around 1.5 lakhs in total hitting my bank. And I will show it to you right here on my Vice. That was so weird, right? That's the luck game of life, that you work so hard. You keep sending your emails. You keep running the business. You keep trying to provide value to people around you, right? Like I got a guy who was working with me. And just so that I can focus on this, I made him handle the Indian side of things. I trained them and stuff. And so here you can see, I have to remove my charger. But so here you can see is the first invoice that was $634. That's around 50,000. And on the night, like the same day, it shows another day because it came in the morning, $1,269. That's 1 lakh, 100,000. And for me, that's fresh cash, right? That was fresh cash. Like I was not making that much money with Indian clients because it's not that easy with Indian clients. There's always expenses you have. You just can't do it that way. Maybe I have something wrong with Indian clients. Maybe I didn't catch the right Indian clients. Maybe I didn't pitch them the right way. Maybe it's just a mental issue that, I look at Indians as poor because that's just how they behave. But I'm trying again with Indian, right? And in a more partnership manner. You'll learn more about this down the line. Just subscribe to the channel, like the video, get the algorithm to position yourself to consume my content, because I know something big is coming from me also. I'm just constantly sitting here and experimenting. We have this beautiful PC here. We have beautiful people helping us. And they're also doing really good things in their life, like the people who work for me, work with me, whatever you want to say. So yeah, just stay tuned. I'm not giving up. I can guarantee you one thing. There's no failure for me because I never give up, right? That's the thing. That's the reason you see me sitting here for 2 years. Or actually, if I be honest, my self-improvement journey started 4 years back, and that's like insane how far we've come. So, I mean, I'm getting too out of context. We'll stick to the script as well. So, yeah, this shows you the importance of US dollars, right? Look at the money that hit my bank versus look at the money that hits your bank or doesn't even hit your bank. Look at the autonomy I have. Look at the autonomy you don't have. I get to sit here. I get to lie down here. I get to send work. I get to hire people whenever I want to. I get to fire people whenever I want to. So I'm not trying to show off. I'm trying to just create an image over here. I'm trying to create the nuance of the dollar, right? When you earn in dollars, it's much more easier. When you work with millionaires, it's much more easier. Or even even just the foreigner, right? Indians are wired in a lower order state. Even though you have rich people, they want to bargain with you. Even though they have crores of rupees in their bank. And I've seen this with my family, right? I come from a rich family, I'll be honest with that. My parents have succeeded the $1 million mark. And they're rich, but they just cannot do basic good stuff. Like of course they're doing stuff, but they cannot fathom certain mental models that I can, because I am the next generation. Same way for Indians, right? Like whoever's in the market right now, they're always looking to bargain. They're always looking to, sort of find the next area where they can squeeze in some profit for themselves. And I see some good Indians also, but you got to tap into that market also. But I'd say the reason I stick to foreigners is because they're probably third generation richer people from their family. They're coming from good backgrounds anyways. Even if their families were not millionaires, there'd be a certain, sort of, I don't know, certain mindset to them that allows them to think in a certain open-minded way. So yeah, it's easier to earn $1 than a rupee, and every dollar you earn is much more valuable than a rupee. It's 80 times valuable than a rupee. So I mean that the value is the same, but then you can always pitch in due to the purchasing power parity concept, right? There's a concept of purchasing power parity. Just go on Google and search purchasing power parity calculator. And this is something I learned last year, that whenever if you look at India, right? If you buy a dozen of eggs, that's going to cost you around 60 rupees, right? 60 to 80, maybe max 90 rupees. In the US, it costs around 500 rupees. So that's the difference. It's the same thing, but it costs more over there. Hence, they say that the standard of living is high in the US. So the similar way, right? If you stand on the top of your game in India and you position yourself to service for the US, you'll make a lot of money. And even if you make the bare minimum, even if you make the mid range, right? Like you just need $1,000. And mind me, why do you need $1,000? We all know it, right? 99% of your problems are money problems. That issue your mother is worried about is a money problem. That issue your father comes and nags you with is a money problem. The reason why no one believes in you is because you're broke. And the only way to solve that, make the $1,000. Maybe $10,000, maybe $100,000. But I think starting $1,000 it is. So we're also heading to the end of 2024, and it's like 46 days today onwards till Jan 1st, 2025. And I am against the mentality of people who be like, we've got time, we start next year, we'll do this. Once you get into the game, my friend, there's no going back. And I think the person who's watching this video already knows that there is no going back, right? That you know too much. You cannot go to a job. You cannot work under someone. Even if you can work under someone, you cannot give up your autonomy. You cannot stop working on yourself. You cannot hang out with those same old friends who fucking distract you from your goals. It doesn't work. It will hurt you. And even if you take the distraction to do it for a month or 2 months or 3 months, you will be in deep agony because you cannot look at yourself that way because you know too much, right? So let's begin with this. This is just a starter. Like it took so long to get you on here, right? This is just the mindset. This is just getting your brain juices to flow along and to show you the actual pathway from here on. So a few more things about $1,000, right? Quickly. It allows you to go in the best restaurants in India. It allows you to have the best lifestyle in India. You'll be standing at the top of your social hierarchy if you have any, if you have friends and all. They'll know that this guy has cash. You can hire people easily. Like, I mean, back in 2022, I was ready to work for 5,000 rupees a month. I hire people now. So, because I earn more than that and I earn more than $1,000. But the concept is about, it has a lot of value. And then the arbitrage model, right? You can hire someone for 5,000. You have value yourself, right? You need to impart that value to the person under you and tell him what you want. Communication is a very important part as an entrepreneur or an SMMA owner, or just call yourself whatever you want. And yeah, enjoy life. That's it. So lesson 1 is focus on the what and the why. Importance of focusing on the goal is important, right? You don't have to focus on the how. You have to focus on the what and the why. Like, what is it that I want to do and why is it that I want to do that? I want to build an autonomous lifestyle where I don't want to go to office. I don't want to go to work. I don't want to leave my house when I don't want to leave my house. I want to eat whatever food I want. I want to do work when I want to work. I want to give my work to someone else to do at a lower rate and make a margin out of that when I don't want to work. Or I want to do the work completely by myself because I have more creativity at a certain point of time and make more money doing that. So yeah, these are some autonomy These are some whats and whys. And why do I want to do that? Actually, these are the whats. The whys are just because that's how I'm coded. That's just because how humans are. And that's just because where the world is headed. That could be as simple as a why. Or maybe you have a better why, right? That I want to pay my mother a certain amount of money. I want to take care. I want to be the man of the house. So many whys. Focus on these things. Let the how come to you. So the how, I'm not saying just sit back and enjoy watching TV by waiting for the how. By waiting for the how, I mean do do something. Do something. Don't worry about what you're doing. The people that don't do anything, that's the people I have problem with, right? They are the people who will not even wait for the why, what, how. They will just sit back. They will like let the how come to me, and their entire life is gone by that. Or they are just doing some broke job thinking they're doing something very big. And I've seen such people, right? I've seen the entire cycle from doing the broke job to doing the more broker job to getting so much mental fog and then just sitting like a dead body. So you need to have depth in your life, and I did this. I'll tell you my story. So in 2022, I don't talk about this much, but I started a business, a failed business in 2022 with my friend, and it was a partnership. We even have the legal documents of that business, and that was my first business. I didn't make a single dime doing that. I didn't invest much though. It was just like 5 to 10K just to get a legalized paper and a website and stuff. And we did a lot of work doing that, right? So the company was about bridging the gap between VCs, that's venture capitalists, and startup owners, good startup owners. So we become like a company who can get you really good startups and you invest in it. And we did really good jobs, right? At a point, we found good startups like blockchain based startups, school like I don't know, like a phone app startup that was trying to raise 10 crores, and they were really based, right? Because they had like this, they had a good amount of employment and stuff. The person, the CEO was really shit, but the startup, like there was scale to certain amount of things. We went to a VC, we made a tie up with a VC that, we will bring people to you, and they were open to it. And that was so awesome doing that, right? And all we want is just our commission. We were just taking commission from the startup founders, and they were fine with that. So the problem was in 2022, the startup, the fundraising market had died. That was the peak was in 2021. Just like the crypto peaks, whenever that happens, or stock market peaks, they happen and then it consolidates, falls down. Similarly, that happened with our business, right? The market was in function on our side. So we kept doing it. We used to go up and down. We used to meet VCs. We used to meet startups. We did a lot of work. We had a website. We used to send emails, right? And we even got in touch with we got on a call with a foreigner, right? Like this. I don't know. That was a rich guy, right? You could literally say he's like a millionaire. He used to work in VCs, and we fucked it up so badly because we got the company valuation so wrong or something that it just went out of the place, right? So I can't remember it, bro, but it was cringy. But we learned a lot, right? By sitting on those sales calls, talking to people, a lot of foreigners, right? Just convincing these foreigners and getting them on a call to some product that's not even that great. Fuck. Looking back, I am reminiscing, right? Because I see how much value that brought to my actual business. That was video editing. Then I did a cohort in video editing because I had taken a drop year from college. And I think you'll get more data about my life in one of my older videos. I think I've gone through my life story in the men's bio video, and a lot of you are struggling from sexuality and, like masturbation, pornography. So maybe just go through that video and learn my life story later. And maybe I'll make a life story video down the line. But yeah, the concept is about, I did a cohort. I got my first client there, as I said. Scale that, going 40 to 50,000 rupees a month. Sometimes 1 month I had a 20K month in the between that really hit my head. And then I led up to, good results for clients. And then I led up to this foreign client that I got just through emails and literally writing the emails. Well, now if you want, you can see the video around $3,000 a month. That's one of my recent videos. Yeah, it's around that. That's the recent story. You can also see that later. But I think first let's get you $1,000, right? So yeah, those skills came in hand because I was again sitting on sales calls, again writing emails and sending leads. And there was no concept of mail merge. I was literally sitting and composing and sending the emails because, I was making it a bit more customized. I was putting a edit in it. So these are the basic things you have to do, right? And that's pretty simple. You keep doing that, and at the point the luck clicks and you win. So one more thing I didn't talk about while all this was going on in 2022, I also had a job. I was working a 15,000 rupee a month job, and I'll tell you honestly, right? If the money perishes, the vision perishes. You need to have some money in the bank. I also trade markets, as I said, right? So back in the day, I was also managing trading markets. So you always have a multitude of interests, and something clicks here and there. You can drop the things that don't click. So for me, trading clicked because I'm really obsessed with it, and it still has to go a long way. Uh, the video editing business clicked a lot, right? It clicked the best out of all because I made a lot of money in that, and I kept doing it with the foreign clients. And I'm on my third iteration of my email offers. It's on the way. It's not yet ready. I'm delaying it too much. I know. That's why I'm making this video, right? It's like if I make this video for my YouTube, I'm going to put a challenge at the end for myself that I'm telling these guys to make $1,000, so I also have to make a certain amount, and I'm going to show it to them by the end of the winter arc. And if I don't do it, you can shit on me, you can dislike my videos, do whatever you want. Yeah, don't follow me anymore. Unsubscribe. That's the challenge. So, yeah, being in the cohort fueled me to make a sort of portfolio. Give me, give me this. Just sit in and edit random videos, right? They used to give the videos in the cohort, and whatever they've taught us, make edits out of that. So I made a portfolio of edits on Notion, and I sent that out. I sent that out to people. They sent it out to me, to their network. We got the clients, and that's how you position your mind. You do something, right? And that's how video editing came to me, right? And yeah, I was logging also in 2022. So my nuance was not that I'm going to sell video editing. It's like I will make my own videos and I'll get rich off doing that. But then that when you're sitting in a cohort, people are so advanced than you. You have so many nuanced perspectives, and that's the game changer of internet, right? Whatever you're thinking is so dim, it's so shallow, it's so towards one point, but then there is always another pointer, right? Like for me, instead of editing my own videos, which is taking so long and I don't understand media, I can work with someone else or work under someone else, make money because I'm giving them my time. And you always do that in the start. You transfer value, you transfer time for money. Don't think so bad about it. Social media has fucked us up thinking that time for money is bad. But what do you do in the initial days? How are you going to open a multi-million-dollar startup in the initial days? You tell me. You can't. So I did that. I got a job. And very fast I scaled to 50,000 rupees a month and sustained that. And that's enough, right? That's enough to enjoy. That's enough to order good food. That's enough to, when you have everything else taken care of, do anything you want. So, but I'm not happy, right? Because I'm like the growth-oriented guy. So yeah, and I'll give it to you here. For me, for you, the advice is maybe learn video editing, right? I think video is the best thing. It's not only about editing, it's about, again, right? You learn so many things. You learn how the YouTube algorithm works. You learn how social media works. You learn how Instagram and YouTube differ from each other. You learn what creators are talking about. And it's the best place to be, right? Because you can make a business out of anything. I can make a business of my YouTube over the next few months. And I can make businesses for other YouTubers when they even don't know how to make it for themselves and take a commission of that, which I'm trying right now. And I will update you on. But yeah, you can do it copywriting. You can do it with shorts. You can do it with anything. But I'd say video editing is the best also because, but even the others are good, right? Like I have no data with it because I've not done it. But maybe email offers, copywriting, servicing in any format is the best. Just focus on services, right? Transfer time for money. I don't care. So you can even a hybrid, right? Down the line, you can even delegate. In 8 months of starting my business or my freelancing, I hired my first guy, and I worked till now. I'm working with him for more than a year, giving him salaries, giving him bonuses, giving him everything. So yeah, you can always slowly move ahead, move behind as the value of your time gets higher. You transfer that money to someone else who has a lower amount of value for his time, and that's how you arbitrage and still get to keep the higher chunk of money, but yeah, you give some money to the other guy. So yeah, video editing is easy. Download Premiere Pro. If you don't have Premiere Pro, start on a phone, and that's what the guy who works under me does. Like he literally started with his phone, right? And this opportunity will come more because the more SMMA guys come out here, the more hiring is going to happen online. More help is going to be required, right? Maybe I don't need you to edit the entire thing. I just need you to add a few effects, and that's possible on CapCut. Like my guy used to edit on his phone for shorts, and he used to send it really well done, right? And yeah, you can actually make a good amount of money doing that. And Even I didn't. I initially I used to think like, fuck, how is this guy gonna grow? But he is growing. Of course, it's on a slower pace because it's on a phone. But then he scaled up, and I like I grew up, so you grow up, and that's just how value works, right? Even he has a PC. Even he has everything he needs to become more successful today. Skill issue may exist, but that's easy to solve because you have the internet. Just open videos, consume a lot of content. Just the key to anything you want, like video editing, just consume a lot of content. Buy courses. Like, the one thing I love about the internet is courses, and that's fucking annoying that people have evil eyes today, right? They make courses look so bad when they're the base of my existence. I took a trading course to learn trading. Maybe I didn't learn the best, but then it structured my mind towards that. I took a video editing course. Maybe I didn't learn anything, but it gave me the network to work with a good YouTuber like Investographer and give them those results. Maybe my edits weren't that important. Maybe it was just their podcast guest, and mostly it was that. Mostly it was that. I just got lucky. I'll agree. But I positioned myself, and that brings us to the point. Position yourself. Position yourself for success. There are a ton of editors out there, okay? Whatever you do, just take your job, for example. The reason why you make so little money in your job is because you've not positioned yourself, my friend. You're doing something like a robot. You need to do something like a boss. You need to position yourself. Offer a service. Offer a package. That's very important. And I'm learning a course now because I want to improve my packaging skills and sell something so top-notch that I can close 2 clients who will pay me more than $5,000 a month. Right? And that's a very big, lofty goal compared to what I do, but it's very realistic to me. Why? Because I made that kind of money. Only thing, it's lesser amount of work for me now. Right? So, position yourself better. Like, instead of saying, hey, I offer good videos to edit, say, your business is lacking this one important key area that I think I can come in and fix for you, and just improve the way these videos are positioned, and do it in this style, right? Make a loom fucking video. Why are you so broke that you can't even take your camera, your phone, and put it over there and just record a video with your PC over here? Or maybe just you sitting in a good place of your house, or you go out to a cafe, put some earphones, go early when no one is there, and just make a video and send it out to the guy. Do you think that will not want him to work with you? Do you think that will at least not get him on a call with you? It will, because you're putting in energy. And if you do it consistently for 100 people, saying that, hey, there's this thing missing for you, and I think you can bridge that gap, and the videos are off over here, there's this certain thing we can do, and I will show you an example for this by sharing my screen right now, and you do that edit live for him. Do it live, like literally, or maybe just show bits and pieces, or just put a time lapse on. Do different things. Use your brains, use creativity, use the God within your system, and that will make you position yourself better. This is not the exact thing you have to do, right? This is just the bits and pieces I'm gathering to make you understand that how nuanced the world can be, how many perspectives are there to a certain problem, and why the masses are fucking up is because they don't look at the problem from different lenses. They look at it from one lens. Oh, he's a scammer. I don't want to see. Everyone is a scam. No one makes money on the internet. I'm poor, so everyone is poor. Fine. Be poor. Coming on to the next point, moving beyond $1,000. So once you're at $1,000, my friend, this is not the end of it, right? It's so funny that, I've sexualized $1,000 in this entire video when I know it's not as sexy as it is. Of course, it takes care of so many things, but it is not the end of the game, my friend. It's just $1,000. It's just 85,000 rupees. And once you scale up, then you realize that that's just 3 lakh rupees or 2 lakh rupees. And there are such higher level problems, right? The concept of this video is to explain to you that there are levels and levels to a game. You're stuck at the lower level. Come to level 2. We'll have more better conversations. And you'll have more better experience of life. Fuck, I'll tell you one of the most funny experiences, right? So I went on the spending spree over the last year, and I still get into it sometimes. I order really expensive food, right? I order like 3,000-4,000 rupees worth of meals. Like, I used to like to eat that as a kid, but I used to not have enough money, pocket money to do that. So I could eat very little of that, right? Or once in a while. And even if I could buy it, I used to eat very little. Like, only when we used to go out, maybe I used to take from other people's plate and try to get more, but I used to never have enough of it, right? So now I used to have enough of it because I could order as much as I want, as I have enough money, right? Like, you get it from the best restaurants. The fucking problem I realized is that, one, there's only that much that I can eat. I can only eat so little food. My freaking stomach gets full. I can't work after eating a lot of food. And after 3, 4, 5 times, the food doesn't even taste good. Then there are so many nuances, right? Like if you talk about like even sexuality, right? As a kid, I had an issue with sexuality. Like if you just keep fapping 10 times or 20 times, you realize there's no joy doing that as well, right? Then you learn how to solve those problems. So the reason why I'm saying $1,000 is that you just evolve yourself to newer problems, right? And then I will show you how to do it, right? So I don't want you to be working, giving your time forever. And I didn't do that. I hired people. I'll show you how to creatively hire people. Have your margins still at 80, 90, 70, at least 70%. And get your leads sent out, get your email sent out, get new clients. Always have eyes on you. You don't have to make a personal brand. I have not got one client from my YouTube. I've not got one client from my Instagram. Everything's done on email. And I'm going to repeat it by the end of this year again. That's the testament to my success, right? And I've written it here as well. Is that my personal challenge is that I'm bold. I'm going to close at least more than $1,000 by the end of the year. And so are you. Well, for me, I think the challenge should be $5,000 because I've done $1,000. I've done thousands of dollars. So I need to do $5,000 in one transaction. The max I've done is $3,200 in one transaction, but that was for 2 months. But I think $5,000 for 1 month. That's my goal for the next 2 months, 46 days. And we'll see if that happens. And I'm sure it will happen. And I will share it with you guys. Now you take the challenge, right? Because the conclusion is simple, right? If you're watching this, 99% of your problems could be solved. 99% of your problems are money problems, my friend. I want you to get that through your mind as much as you can. That's all you need. $1,000, 60 days. Sorry, $1,000, 46 days. Actually, I scripted this for 60 days, but then I got a bit late to record it. Procrastination. But let's make 2024 your breakthrough year. You got to end it with success. You're not going to start next year with success. You're going to end this with success, and this success is going to lead to the next success. And if you win, you got to put a comment down here as soon as you win, or write a mail to me. We'll do something together. We'll post that result. We'll motivate more people. We'll make a cumulative of like at least 100 people who make $1,000. At least 10 people. Come on. 5 people, $1,000, and then we go for dinner together. Dinner's on me. Regardless, so through this all, keep the long-term vision. Work on larger projects. Try to close clients for 2 months to 3 months. Don't focus on just closing clients for just a lesser amount of time. And if you're experienced, right, I also say you could try with coaching and consulting. Always try with, like consulting your clients. Try to keep them for longer. Try to get them on more calls. Because what I've understood is that in this business is that clients get too busy. Clients don't want to work. You need to at least strike a deal wherein you get to show your value for 4 video calls with them. Be like, we have to converse over 4 video calls. And then, it becomes so real. For me, it's like most of my clients are on Telegram or email. That value proposition just comes only when results come. That's very tough to sustain. So it's good because, I have to push myself and my guy who works for me to get results for the clients. And if it doesn't come, the client may leave. And that's the biggest fear we have. So, that's not what you want to do. Of course, results are the long-term game and they will come. But the only thing is you need to have your client with you for the long-term game, right? And to do that, the easy hack is to have them with you. Every step. Working through every step. See this. See that. Look at this. Look at that. So that's pretty much it for this video. I'm done with the script. Let's make 2024 end with strong goals. Peace out.